Hey everyone, it's Bleeka here. Today we're diving deep into the world of Bitcoin to answer a question that's on a lot of people's minds. Can this digital currency actually reach $1 million per coin? It sounds absolutely insane, right? Like something out of a science fiction movie. But in the world of cryptocurrency, where things move at lightning speed and what seems impossible one day is reality the next, I think it's a question worth asking. Now, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, and you should never take financial advice from a YouTube video. This is just my own research and opinion. Always consult with a professional before making any investment decisions. But with that being said, I'm seeing some really interesting trends in the market that suggest Bitcoin hitting $1 million might not be as far-fetched as it sounds. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the top 5 reasons why I believe Bitcoin could actually hit this astronomical price target. We'll look at the factors driving its growth, the challenges it faces, and what it all means for you. So buckle up, grab your calculator, and let's dive in. The first reason I believe Bitcoin could hit $1 million is the growing demand for what's called a decentralized store of value. Now, what does that even mean? Essentially, it boils down to trust. For centuries, we've put our faith, and more importantly, our money, into systems controlled by governments and institutions. We're talking about banks, central banks, and traditional currencies. But recently, that trust has been shaken. Think about it. We've seen crazy inflation, governments printing money like it's going out of style, and banks deemed too big to fail needing bailouts. It makes you wonder, right? People are starting to look for alternatives, something outside these traditional systems, something decentralized. That's where Bitcoin comes in. See, Bitcoin operates on a completely decentralized network, meaning no single entity controls it. Not the government, not Wall Street, nobody. This decentralized nature is incredibly appealing to investors who are concerned about the stability of traditional financial systems. They see Bitcoin as a way to protect their wealth from inflation, government manipulation, and economic uncertainty. It's like a digital version of gold, hence the nickname digital gold. But unlike gold, which is heavy and difficult to transport, Bitcoin can be sent anywhere in the world with just a few clicks. And let's not forget about Bitcoin's limited supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins mined. That's it. This scarcity, combined with increasing demand, creates the perfect recipe for price appreciation. It's basic economics. When you have a limited supply of something that everyone wants, the price is going to go up. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Bleckham, this all sounds great, but isn't Bitcoin risky? And you're right, it is. It's volatile. It's still relatively new, and its future is uncertain. But that's the thing about risk, folks. The higher the risk, the higher the potential reward. And when it comes to Bitcoin, the potential reward is enormous. The second reason I believe Bitcoin could hit $1 million is the increasing adoption by institutional investors. Major companies, hedge funds, and even countries are adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. MicroStrategy has poured billions into Bitcoin, making it a significant part of their corporate treasury. Square, led by Twitter founder Jack Dorsey, has also invested heavily in Bitcoin. These aren't just isolated incidents. We're seeing a growing trend of institutional investors dipping their toes into the Bitcoin pool. They see it as a hedge against inflation. With governments printing money at unprecedented rates, Bitcoin's limited supply is seen as a way to preserve wealth. They also recognize Bitcoin's potential as a global currency, and they see the technological innovation happening in the cryptocurrency space. This influx of institutional money is like pouring gasoline on a fire. As these large investors buy up more Bitcoin, the demand increases, driving up the price. They're playing a long game, betting on the future of finance. And their involvement is a major vote of confidence in Bitcoin's long-term potential. Chapter 3. Decentralized Finance, Bitcoin's Killer App? Now, the third reason I'm bullish on Bitcoin hitting $1 million might surprise you. It's not just about Bitcoin itself, but what's being built on top of it, the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. Think of DeFi as the Wild West of finance, a completely new financial system that's faster, cheaper, and more accessible than traditional banking. DeFi applications, or dApps, are built on blockchain technology, the same technology that powers Bitcoin. These dApps allow users to lend, borrow, and trade cryptocurrencies without the need for intermediaries like banks. It's like cutting out the middleman and giving power back to the people. What does this have to do with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is the OG cryptocurrency, the one that started it all. As the DeFi space grows, so too does the demand for Bitcoin. Think of it like this. Bitcoin is the foundation, the base layer, upon which this entire DeFi ecosystem is being built. As more people use DeFi applications, they need a way to access and utilize those services. And guess what? Bitcoin is perfectly positioned to be that bridge. It's already the most widely recognized and traded cryptocurrency, making it the ideal on-ramp for anyone looking to explore the world of DeFi. This interconnectedness between Bitcoin and DeFi creates a powerful feedback loop. As DeFi grows, so too does the demand for Bitcoin, which in turn drives up its price. It's a win-win situation for both ecosystems. And we're still just scratching the surface of what's possible with DeFi. Imagine a world where you can get a loan, earn interest on your savings, or even buy insurance, all without ever stepping foot in a bank. That's the power of DeFi, and Bitcoin is at the heart of it all. Chapter 4. The halving Bitcoin's supply squeeze. Let's talk about the fourth reason I think Bitcoin could hit $1 million, the halving. Now, the halving is a pre-programmed event in Bitcoin's code that occurs approximately every 4 years. Basically, it cuts the rate at which new Bitcoins are created in half. I know it sounds kind of technical, but bear with me because this is where things get really interesting. Remember how I said there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins? Well, the halving is how that limited supply is enforced. Every 4 years, the reward that miners receive for adding new blocks to the Bitcoin blockchain is cut in half. This means fewer new Bitcoins are entering circulation, which puts upward pressure on the price. Think of it like this. Imagine if the government decided to cut the supply of newly printed money in half every 4 years. What do you think would happen to the value of that money? It would likely go up, right? Well, the same principle applies to Bitcoin. The halving creates a supply shock, reducing the rate at which new Bitcoins are created and making existing Bitcoins more scarce and therefore more valuable. Historically, we've seen Bitcoin's price surge in the months following a halving event. Why? Because less supply plus consistent or increasing demand equals higher prices. It's basic economics, just like we talked about earlier. The next halving is expected to occur in 2024, and many analysts believe it will be a major catalyst for Bitcoin's price. Some even predict that it could send the price soaring past its previous all-time high. So, while the halving might sound like a technical detail, it's actually a fundamental driver of Bitcoin's value proposition. It ensures scarcity, controls inflation, and ultimately makes Bitcoin a more attractive investment over the long term. Chapter 5. The ultimate hedge Bitcoin in a world of uncertainty. And finally, the fifth reason I believe Bitcoin could hit $1 million might be the most compelling of all, its potential role as a hedge against global uncertainty. Let's face it, the world can be a pretty unpredictable place. We've got geopolitical tensions, economic recessions, and even pandemics to worry about. In times of crisis, people tend to flock to safe haven assets. Traditionally, that's meant gold. But Bitcoin, with its decentralized nature, limited supply, and resistance to censorship, is quickly emerging as a digital alternative to gold. Think about it. Governments can't print more Bitcoin, they can't seize it, and they can't control it. This makes it a very attractive option for investors looking to protect their wealth from the chaos of the traditional financial system. We've already seen this play out in real time. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, Bitcoin's price surged as investors sought refuge from the volatility of the stock market. This flight to safety highlighted Bitcoin's potential as a hedge against global uncertainty. And as the world becomes increasingly interconnected and unpredictable, this demand for a decentralized safe haven asset is only going to grow stronger. Bitcoin, with its unique characteristics, is perfectly positioned to fill this void. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is a guaranteed hedge against every economic storm. It's still a volatile asset, and its price can fluctuate wildly in the short term. But over the long term, I believe its decentralized nature, limited supply, and growing adoption as a safe haven asset will continue to drive its price higher. So, there you have it. Those are the 5 reasons why I believe Bitcoin could hit $1 million. From its decentralized nature and growing adoption to the halving and its potential as a safe haven asset, Bitcoin has a lot going for it. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, and I'm not saying it's a guaranteed outcome. Investing in cryptocurrency is inherently risky, and you should never invest more than you can afford to lose. But If you're looking for an asset with the potential to generate outsized returns, Bitcoin is definitely worth considering. So what do you think? Can Bitcoin really hit $1 million? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on cryptocurrency trends.